What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Olivia Blood Brawl. Hope you're excited to get your vampire on. Maybe, just maybe, we might be able to bite some of our opponent's creatures and convert them over to our side. Ooh, this should be a nice little matchup. Let's get the chat closed out. Let's get the star of the show. We need to get Olivia popped up. There you are, Olivia. As far as our opening hand goes, we do have a swamp into not a lot of, kind of not that good. Let's go and mulligan on this one. Urborg, Blood Crypt, Blood Tribute, Dark Imposter. Yeah, this is, we'll keep. Not the best, but we don't really have a lot of, ooh, Tormenting Voice. I was just going to say, we need some card draw, but we'll definitely put that on top, and then let our opponent do their thing. We're playing Olivia Blood Brawl. She has flying, and then for 2 mana, colorless and a red, she deals 1 damage to another target creature. That creature becomes a vampire in addition to its other types, then put a +1 counter on Olivia. Then for 5 mana, gain control of target vampire 4, as long as you control Olivia. Let's go ahead, I guess, well, actually, we need to go and get the Viscera Seer down. You know, I can see the way we're going to have to shock, so let's just go and shock the Blood Crypt in. Maybe we draw into Mountain, but we'll just go and get Viscera Seer down. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Playing gets Kiku, Knight's Flower. I think I said that correct. I'm going to go for that. Tragic Slip-On. We got some mad respect for Viscera Seer over there. Yeah, we're playing against Kiku. I'm sorry, I just was not expecting that to happen. But hey, sometimes you need to get Viscera Seer off the battlefield. Let's go ahead and get the swamp down. Let's see if we can't go for Chrome Mox. So let's go for Tormenting Voice. Discard a card, draw 2 cards. I think that sounds good. Let's go and discard the Blood Tribute. That sounds pretty good. Draw 2 cards. Be able to get down Chrome Mox, hopefully kind of keep up. Ooh, beautiful. Grim Tutor. Let's go and get the Chrome Mox down. We'll go and exile the Skeletal Vampire. I think we'll be okay with that. And then we're looking at a turn 3 Olivia. That sounds pretty good. Chrome Mox exiling the Skeletal Vampire. It'd be nice to get the bat tokens going, but we have Grim Tutor, so we're actually okay on that. Anything else, we're going to pass the turn. Playing gets Kiku, Knight's Flower, Flower of the Night. Double black, and then for 4 mana activation, target creature deals damage equal to itself. Excuse me. Target creature deals damage itself equal to its power? Target creature deals damage to itself. Okay, sorry, man. I missed a word in there, and it was like, man, that doesn't sound like English. But there we go. Hey, and actually, believe it or not, English is my first language. I know I butcher a lot of words, but it is my first language. Let's go to get down Urborg. Yeah, let's get Olivia going. I think go 4 mana. Go for Olivia if they want to go for that activation. Or do we want to go for Grim Tutor to kind of set up a turn to kind of get around Kiku? We're going to put our opponent on leaving up 4 mana if we want to leave Olivia. Yeah, let's go. Let's get some protection for Olivia. I like that. It's a 1/1. We can start blasting it. I like that. Let's go for Grim Tutor. Search our library for a card, put it in our hand, then we're going to shuffle it and then lose 3 life. I think we're okay with this interaction. Let's go and grab some protection. Let's grab some boots. One of Olivia's favorite thing to wear to the ball is some nice little Swiftfoot boots. Excuse me, Lightning Greaves. That's her favorite thing to wear. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. So, next turn, we're looking at Temple of Mouse to get the Scry going. We'll be able to get down the Lightning Greaves. And then hopefully, if our opponent at least taps out for mana, you know, we'll see how we can get the Lightning Greaves on there. We need to make sure that we have to get around the, ooh, our opponent's going for Gauntlet of Power, naming black. Oh, yeah. Love it. Sounds good. All right. Swinging it for 2. That's fine. And then let's see what we draw into. Maybe we can draw into a nice little, draw into Anger. Okay. And then let's see. I'm going to sequence this. Whenever a basic land. So we just have 2 swamps at this point right now off this 1 swamp. Let's go ahead and go. Let's get down the Temple of Malice. Get a Scry going. See what's on top. And then we can go for Threaten Dynamo. Do we actually want that? Yeah, I think we're okay with that. We'll go and put that on top. I'm okay with Threaten Dynamo. Let's go ahead and get down the Lightning Greaves off the swamp. Let's get that down. And then let's go ahead and let's get down Dark Imposter. And then get the Lightning Greaves on Dark Imposter. So, we'll be online for 6 mana. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can actually exile our opponent's commander, which is kind of going to clear the way for Olivia. So we'll kind of go for that line of play. And then, actually, do we want to swing in? Actually, we'll just go ahead and hold off. You know, if our opponent wants to swing in, we are at 23 right now. Our opponent does have Gauntlet of Power out there. So I'm okay with actually holding back Dark Imposter, just simply for the fact that something like an Exsanguinate or a Torment of Hellfire would really kind of wreck what we've got going on. So we'll just kind of hold off, and if we want to go for the exile ability off Kiku, we can go for that, and then actually, we'll have all activated abilities of that. That'll be pretty cool. I think I like that. And this actually reminds me, okay, I'm having, I knew I was having flashbacks. A very long time ago, I built an assassin deck that revolved around Vraska, getting her down, getting the assassins down, and then I ran a ton of assassin tribal. And a lot of the cards in there, we had Dark Imposter was in there, and also had Kiku in there. And so Yeah, I had them in the same deck, and I have very vivid memories of exiling stuff for Dark and oh, and also a Notorious Assassin. Yeah, man. I'll have to post that deck list up or something if I can find it. If I have it, I'll post it up in the description below. And it has not been touched in probably about 3 years. So if you're looking at some of the cards, being like, why are these in here? Hey, I built it when I had a Magic budget of about $10-15 a month. So I remember trying to stick to that budget. That was a pretty hard little budget to stick to, but hey, I made it work. I remember I'd give myself like $5 in bot credit, and I had to make that last for the month. And if I needed to buy a big card, I could do that if I wanted to. Okay, we don't hit a basic swap. We actually hit the Thran Dynamo we put back on top. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can tap the Thran Dynamo down and still get down Olivia. Now, our opponent has one card in hand. They might have some sort of removal. I'm okay with this. Let's go ahead and go. Let's get down the Thran Dynamo. It's going to be 1, 2 off the swamp, and then tap for one more. Tap the Urborg down. Let's go ahead and get Olivia down. Do we want to get Olivia? If they're going to go for that activation. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can go for Anger, and that'll be in the graveyard, and we'll have Haste. I think I like that. Let's get Anger down. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because I think we've got enough mana for Dark Imposter. If we're going to start exiling some of their removal creatures, I feel like if we just get Olivia out there, it's just going to be some a little bit of them just kind of blasting it from there. And then we don't want to swing in with Anger, just because the Notorious Assassin's got that nice little bow up there. It's going to be able to pick them off over there. So, as far as next turn goes, we don't have the mana to get down Olivia, but I think we just want to start exiling stuff off our opponent's board, especially our opponent's commander. They don't really have any protection for it. The only thing they have is the Trailblazer's Boots, which is going to give it non-basic land walk, which we have 2 or 3 non-basics out there anyway, so they're going to be able to start swinging in. And then we can just kind of slowly start keeping them off, and especially if you just want to pass the turn and exile at the beginning of their instep, then we can kind of go from there. Okay, I'm drawn to Mana Confluence. I'm just going to get that down. They have one card in hand. Do we want to wait for the activation of Dark Imposter? Or if we go for the Notorious Assassin, that'll be another activation. It'll be a little bit cheaper. We'll have to discard a card. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and let's get rid of the Notorious Assassin. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Let's just do a little cleanup. Let's do a little cleanup on this one. Actually, excuse me, let's do that a little bit differently. Okay, so we're going to go for the activation on the Notorious Assassin. That way we're going to be able to swing in. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. 2 off the swamp right there. And let's go and tap out on the Chrome Mox. That way if they have any sort of... oh, yes. All right, let's go and swing in for a nice little 6 coming across. And then next turn, we'll see as far as what we want to do. If we want to get the commander off the battlefield. If not, we'll start swinging in for 6. And we'll have a nice little clock going. You know, it's going to be about a 4-turn clock. 6, 12, 18, 24. Yeah, we'll have a 4-turn clock coming across. And then, especially if we get Olivia down, it's going to have haste. Well, we need to get Anger in the graveyard. If we can somehow get Anger in the graveyard, then we'll have haste with Olivia. But at this point right now, I'm A-okay with leaving up Dark Imposter. We can start exiling all of the assassins and kind of go from there. I think that's one of my favorite things about Dark Imposter is that if you look at the card art, let's let them get through the combat step. If you look at the card art, you can tell like whoever's disguise they took, they're kind of running up the stairs. And so I always like to imagine Dark Imposter just running around the battlefield, exiling creatures and stuff like that. It's always cool. Ooh, Vampiric Tutor. Okay, let's go and swing in for 6. Yeah, I like that. Let's swing in for 6. Going to put it on 18, and we'll figure out what we're going to go for with Vampiric Tutor. Let's leave up the activation for the Dark Imposter to get rid of their commander. Then we can get down Olivia, and then you know, maybe swing in if we want to. Well, we can do it while they're tapped out. No, let's just go and hold off. We'll go for Vampiric Tutor and the activation. And they kind of go from there. But yeah, that Assassin's deck, I remember I played it a bunch of times, and I usually get a lot of people who would scoop because you know, I'm playing in the casual room, and when you have just the deck that is just completely 100% revolved around removal. A lot of people, yeah, they weren't really feeling it. But I did get Vraska's Ultimate one time. That was pretty cool. Got the Assassins on the battlefield, and I had an opponent that was very happy with what I did. He's like, hey, that's really cool. And I remember thinking, like, hey, thanks, man. You know, we're here playing Magic. Not to get mad about what I'm doing. These are Magic cards. All right, so let's go and go for the activation of Dark Imposter. Excuse me. Dark Imposter. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And if we get another swamp, we'll kind of get a little bit more mana off this one. Tap out for one more. It's going to tap the Urborg out. Exile Kiku. Adios, muchachos. Let's go and go for Vampiric Tutor. Let's see what we're going to go for on this one. Yahini's going to be able to swing in with haste. And then we can also get down Olivia and start swinging in. I think I like that. Let's go for Yahini. Put that on top. Have a whole nice little motley crew coming across. Oh, yeah. All right, so it's going to tap out for 3 off the Thrain Dynamo. And we also sack Anger to swing in with Olivia, too, so we might end up doing that. Let's get Yahini down. Tap out for black. There we go. Get down to Yahini. Let's go for Olivia. Get that haste coming across. Oh, yes. And tap out for 1 more red, and then we'll tap out on this one right here. And then we'll go ahead and sacrifice Anger. We're going to give Yahini Indestructible, and it'll give Olivia haste, which will be good for us. I'm okay with that interaction. So it's going to be a nice little 5 coming across. And then, oh yes, let's go and swing in. And it's going to leave us with 3 total mana. So we can go for 1 activation if we want to. And let's see if our opponent might have some sort of removal spell they're going to go for. Hero's Downfall. I guess, well, we can't in response to that, but I guess we could sack it if we wanted to. Destroy target. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's going to go back to the command zone. Okay, Olivia goes back to the command zone. Let's go and swing in for 8. It's going to put our opponent down to 10. And that's going to have them completely tapped out. And then they don't have any sort of haste enabler for Kiku. So we're going to be able to swing in at least next turn. And we can recast Olivia and swing in again. Yeah, let's go and swing in for 8. Put our opponent down to 10. And then anything else, now we're going to pass it over to our opponent. So we do have 8 on the board. We go for Olivia, depending on what they draw into. If they draw into another piece of removal, that'll kind of stop us from getting the game plan coming across. But I think, hopefully, we might be able to kind of close it out on this one. All right, opponent does scoop it up. So next turn, we have Anger in the graveyard. We're going to be able to start swinging in with Olivia, get some nice little haste damage coming across with Anger in the graveyard, and Yahini doing some nice little Aetherborn Vampire. Yeah, that's one of the things about Yahini. I didn't realize, I mean, I know it's a vampire now, but I mean, it's one of those things when it was first spoiled, I was like, oh, it's a vampire. Hey, they'll slot really well into Olivia. And so, but yeah, we got some nice little dark imposter action going for today's video. So that's always success in my book. So, all right, everybody, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.